Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 4, chapter 19, text 31. Tad idam pashyata mahat.
Tad idam pashyata mahat.
Dharma vyatikaram dvija.
Dharma vyatikaram dvija.
Indre nanushtitam rajna.
Indre nanu stitam rajna.
Karmaitat vijigham satam.
Karmaitat
Karm etat vijighasata.
In order to make trouble and translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, in order to make trouble and impede the performance of King Pṛthu's great sacrifice, King Indra has adopted some means that in the future will destroy the clear path of religious life. I draw your attention to this fact. If you oppose him any further, he will further misuse his power and introduce many other irreligious systems. Does anyone remember who's speaking?
This is Vidur.
Lord Brahma. Because they were the Brahmanas were gonna put... Yeah, Lord Brahma is speaking. They were gonna put Indra in the fire, no? The Brahmanas, they chanted the mantra so Indra could come back. And they were gonna put him in the fire. Brahma said, stop. He's already doing such mischievous activities. So if you again try to confront him, he will again misuse his power. So then, Pṛthu krite prithor bhuyat.
Krite Pṛthu bhuyat.
Tarhi eko na shata krato.
Tarhi eko na shata kratu.
Tarhi eko unashat kritu.
Alam te kratubhi swishter.
Alam te kratubhi swishte.
Alam te kartubhi suishte.
Yad bhavan moksha dharmavet.
Yat bhavan moksha
Yat
dharmavet.
bhavan moksha dharmvitah.
Let there be only 99 sacrificial performances for Maharaj Pṛthu. Lord Brahma concluded. Lord Brahma then turned towards Maharaj Pṛthu and informed him that since he was thoroughly aware of the path of liberation, what was the use in performing more sacrifices? So it's just Indra was he was creating more and more irreligious paths just because he wanted Pṛthu Maharaj to not perform the 100th Ashwamedha Yajna. He wanted to be the only one who has performed 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. So he was thinking, oh, if Pṛthu Maharaj also performs, then, he's going to get more powerful than me. Lord Brahma came down to pacify King Pṛthu regarding his continual performance of 100 sacrifices. King Pṛthu was determined to perform 100 sacrifices. And King Indra took this very seriously because Indra himself was known as the performer of 100 sacrifices. Just as it is the nature of all living entities within this material world to become envious of their competitors, King Indra, although King of Heaven, was also envious of King Pṛthu and therefore wanted to stop him from performing 100 sacrifices. Actually, there was great competition, and King Indra, to satisfy his senses, began to invent so many irreligious systems to obstruct King Pṛthu. To stop these irreligious inventions, Lord Brahma personally appeared in the sacrificial arena. As far as Maharaj Pṛthu was concerned, he was a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, it was not necessary for him to perform the prescribed Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Such ceremonies are known as karma, and there is no need for a devotee in the transcendental position to execute them. So Lord Brahma is telling Pṛthu Maharaj, you are, already liberated. You already know the path of liberation, means you're already liberated. Why you're doing these sacrifices? You don't need to. Prabhupada is pointing out in the purport that Pṛthu Maharaj is a pure devotee, and for the pure devotee, there is no need to do any of these ritualistic activities. As the ideal king, however, it was King Pṛthu's duty to perform sacrifices. As a compromise was therefore to be worked out. By the blessings of Lord Brahma, King Pṛthu would become more famous than King Indra. Thus, Pṛthu's determination to perform 100 sacrifices was indirectly fulfilled by the blessings of Lord Brahma. So, by this past, like Brahmaji is telling Pṛthu, it's okay, don't do it. Let Indra be having the name. He performed 100 yagyas. But Pṛthu Maharaj is more famous, no? Like he's so famous as righteous and, like really setting the example. He was, of course, doing the yagya because it was his duty as a king. Like we hear Lord Ramachandra, he used to do all these sacrifices. Why? Because it's a king's duty to do them. So now, because Pṛthu Maharaj is listening to what Brahmaji is saying, he is in fact shown in a better light than Indra. So Prabhupada is pointing out that Lord Brahma gave him the blessing that King Pṛthu is going to get the result of 100 Ashwamedha. Just don't do it. Naivatmane Mahendraya.
Naivatmane Mahendraya.
Rosham Arhatam Arhase.
Rosham
Rosham
Arhatam
Arhatam
Arhasi.
Ubhav Abhihi Bhadram Te.
Ubho
Ubhav Apihi
Bhadram Te
Uttama Shloka Vigraha.
Uttama Shloka Vigraho.
Lord Brahma continued, let there be good fortune to both of you. For you and King Indra are both part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you should not be angry with King Indra, who is non-different from you. So Lord Brahma is telling him, come immediately to the transcendental platform. See how a learned Brahmana sees. That's what Bhagavad Gita Krishna says. That a learned Brahmana does not see the different dresses, but he sees the Paramatma in everyone's heart. He sees everyone as a soul, part and parcel of Krishna. This is what Lord Brahma is telling. Something for us to learn and follow. Very difficult though. But because we get so envious, we get so into the modes, then difficult for us to remember, oh, I'm a soul and this other person is also a soul, and we both are part and parcel of Krishna. So chanting the Hare Krishna mantra helps with that. Masmin Maharaja Krita Smachintam.
Masmin Maharaj Kritha Smachinta
Nishamayasmad Vacha Adritatma.
Nishamaya
Asmad
Vacha
Vachan
Adritatma.
Yadhyayato Deva Hatam Nukartam.
Yadhyayato Deva Hatam
Vritam Nukritum
Mano Atirushtam Vishate Tamo Andham.
Mano
Atirushtam
Atirushtam Vishate
Andham.
My dear king, do not be agitated and anxious because your sacrifices have not been properly executed due to providential impediments. Kindly take my words with great respect. We should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of materialistic thought. Sometimes a saintly or very religious person also has to meet with reversals in life. Such incidents should be taken as providential, although there may be sufficient cause for being unhappy. One should avoid counteracting such reversals. For the more we become implicated in rectifying such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest regions of material anxiety. Lord Krishna has also
Sorry.
advised us. I'm
Sorry.
sorry?
What does confidential arrangement means by
Yeah,
the
that's
Supreme?
what. Yeah, I was just going to finish the
Okay. Sorry.
purport
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about it. Lord Krishna has also advised us in this connection we should tolerate things instead of becoming agitated. So Brahmaji is giving very good advice to Pṛthu Maharaj. Providential arrangement means, by fate, by destiny, by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, by the arrangement of providence, by the arrangement of higher powers. Some situation comes without, some situation which apparently is a very suffering situation for us comes up, you know. So then what we try to do, we try to, again, because we want to become happy, right? That's the nature of the soul. Or we want to control, we want to enjoy. So again, we try our best to change the situation. But what Prabhupada is pointing out is that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that tolerate it. Why? Because otherwise we ourselves are getting more and more implicated in karma. We are creating more and more karma for us. We'll get agitated, we'll act in a way, then that action might get another reaction. And then, as Prabhupada is saying, darkest regions of material anxiety. So Brahmaji is saying that you look at it as an act of Krishna ordained by the Supreme Lord, by the act of providence. Many times, like they say, oh, there was a Akashvani, there's a voice from the sky. So something that's meant to be, something that's meant to happen. Is that okay, Sneha? That explains?
Yes.
It is
Yes.
also the Hindi word can also be prarabdha.
Prarabdha.
इसमें लिखा है, it's written in the Hindi श्रीमद् भागवतम that ऐसी घटनाओं को प्रारब्ध के कारण घटित मान लेना चाहिए.
Yeah, it was meant to happen. Like
Yeah,
this
so
had
the
Meant to
prarabdha.
happen.
Okay.
Yeah, but when it's being saying providential, it's like by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord or the demigods. Sometimes it may not also be prarabdha karma,
Oh,
because
really?
here Pṛthu Maharaj, he's a completely liberated soul, right? So he has no karma, isn't it? He has
But
no. It's
isn't he
written
talking
there.
to us?
Devahatam. So
Isn't
means
he?
ordained by higher powers. It's just meant to happen this way.
Yeah, so
That
isn't
cannot be rectified, right?
Huh?
That cannot be
I'm sorry.
rectified. That means that
We
cannot be
should
rectified.
not. We should. Yeah, we should not try to. We should not try to counteract. Rather, tolerate it. Ramaji is telling him, don't become angry. It is happening by the act of providence. Somehow it's happening. But don't get angry, because once we get angry, then by our words or by our actions, in anger, the way we speak or the way we act, it's going to give us bad reactions. And Krishna also says that anger is a gateway to hell. So this is what Brahmaji is telling him.
Yeah.
So, for us also, sometimes we don't understand how something has happened. Just unexpectedly something happens, which really can irritate us, really can ignite our anger. But if we can try to tolerate, Krishna says, Prabhupada is putting that. Krishna says in 2:14, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 14. Does anyone remember the words?
Gita show dukkha, tolerate the, what was that, the beginning? I'm forgetting.
Matra sparshas.
Matra sparshas konte. Shitoshana sukha dukkha.
Agama paino nityas tam stitikshasva bharata. Yeah, Krishna says, O son of Bharat, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and the disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of the summer and winter seasons, and one should learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So why is Krishna saying that? Just so that we do not again create so many more karmas for us, which are just going to push us to hell. For that reason, tolerance. And tolerance is a very big word. It's very easy to say it. It's very easy to read about it. But when it really comes, when our tolerance is really tested, our position is tested, very difficult. But we can try. We can try. Lord Chaitanya also says that only in a humble state of mind can we chant the holy name constantly. So chanting helps with that, to build our tolerance, to develop our humility.
Since you mentioned this tolerance, Amrita Mataji gave us a book of Niranjan Maharaj this weekend. It was also that he has written this book, and it's about the Ukraine and how the devotees are in condition there, what condition devotees are there, and and they have their questions. So 3 of them answer, like even Niranjan Maharaj is one of them who answers the question. So yeah, it is the same thing, that you have to tolerate, and you have to be humble, and you have to accept what it is, and you have to keep on chanting and hearing, because Krishna always protects his devotees. It's a beautiful book.
Although
So
it's not
yes, the
easy,
same things are
because imagine,
it's not
imagine you're
easy.
in the middle of a war. Everything you have is taken away and you're suffering. And you'll wonder, my God, for
Yes,
what? Why is Krishna not protecting me? What's happening?
yes,
So,
yes,
yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's as I'm saying it's very easy to speak about it. It's very easy to read about it. It's very easy to hear about it. But to be actually doing it, we need a lot of strength. We need really the mercy of the holy name, the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, and the Vaishnavas.
Like how even in adversity you are connected to Krishna. That was the beauty of that book. Like even in your adverse situations, you still have to keep Krishna as your center, and that's difficult. Yes, as you said, it's very, very difficult, but that's what bhakti is. With the faith, you just keep the faith.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And continue with Krishna consciousness, because no matter what is the situation, continue with hearing and chanting. Prabhupada in the purport to this Matra Sparshas Kaunteya, he says that, even if it's very hot, the mother still will enter the kitchen to cook. She doesn't say, no, it's too hot, I'm not going to cook. So even if the situation is not very good, we still continue with hearing and chanting. Continue with Krishna consciousness. Praturvira matam isha
Praturvira matam esha
deveshu durabhagraha
deveshu durabhagraha
Durvarga
dharma vyatikaro yatra
dharma vyatikaro yatra
akhandir indra nirmite.
pakhande
Khande
indra
Nirma
nirmite.
Indra Nirmite.
Lord Brahma continued, stop the performance of these sacrifices, for they have induced Indra to introduce so many irreligious aspects. You should know very well that even amongst the demigods, there are many unwanted desires. So, see, so much irreligiosity is there, even when somebody is like Indra. He was pretending to be a sannyasi. He's pretending to be religious, but it actually, what's his intention? Take away the horse, stop the sacrifice. So it was envy. So it's irreligious. And that's very, very common right now in Kali Yuga. There are many, many irreligious activities happening in the disguise of religion. So Brahmaji is saying, stop it. Otherwise, Indra is going to create more and more of these things. And it's because the demigods are in the material world, they also have material desires. After all, they are in the material world. Yes, they're very highly qualified, very, like, really up there, We can't compare ourselves to them. That's the reason they are demigods. But because they are still in the material world, they still have material desires. There are many competitors in ordinary business affairs, and the Karmakand chapters of the Vedas sometimes cause competition and envy amongst karmis. A karmi must be envious because he wishes to enjoy material pleasures to their fullest extent. That is the material disease. Consequently, there is always competition amongst karmis, either in ordinary business affairs or in the performance of yajna. So what happens is we are envious of each other. We want everything for ourselves. So why? Why do we want everything for ourselves?
Material gratification.
That's right. Yes. Because we want to enjoy more and more. We have so many more and more desires, and we feel, the more I have, I will enjoy more. Why shall this person have it? I should have it so I can enjoy. That's what is our current position. So that's why we're always competing with one another. How can I enjoy more? Lord Brahma's purpose was to end the competition between Lord Indra and Maharaj Pṛthu. Because Maharaj Pṛthu was a great devotee and incarnation of God, he was requested to stop the sacrifices so that Indra might not further introduce irreligious systems, which are always followed by criminal-minded people. So this is what Lord Brahma, that's why he wants to have peace between them. Let's see.
But doesn't Indra,
long.
Lord Indra should be reprimanded, right, for what he's doing?
Yeah.
Right? How many times he's done, Like, see
I
how
know,
the
right?
mountain time, and then now, and many
This is all
times.
Leela, right? It is for us.
Yes.
I don't know. This is just all
Yeah.
for, yeah, it's
Yeah,
for
and
us.
he's also
As far as
taking
where
part.
we are.
Yeah, that's what he's playing the role, Somebody
Yes.
has to play the role, otherwise how will we learn?
Or we don't understand that envy shouldn't be there. It's Indra is all about, envy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like Lord Brahma is telling
Envy. I'm
King
sorry.
Pṛthu, but how about I said Lord Brahma? He's telling King Pṛthu, but why don't you tell even Indra? No, like what are you doing?
Because when two children are fighting also, you will always tell the one who is more sensible to stop, because you know the other one is not going to listen. It's very natural. Even we do that. Somebody who's more sensible, we'll tell him, "Theek you stop it. You let go. It's okay." Because that person has the capacity and capability to let go and to listen. At least they will listen. The other one might just get angry. "What do you mean? Why? I need it, blah, blah, blah." You know. So that's why. But also, yeah, it's not that we should think that Indra is all about envy. No. He's a great personality. He's a devotee after all. And yeah, sometimes he has to play these parts
Yeah, he's playing
also,
the part. Yeah.
yeah, to show us also,
Yes.
that even if we become Indra, because we
Yes.
have this desire, we have
Yes.
it. Oh, let me become famous, let me become the king of the heaven, I'll be so powerful, I'll be so opulent. So this is for us to see, oh, even if I become Indra, I'll still do the same things I'm doing now. So what's
Yes.
the use then,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, he's playing his role.
Yeah, he's playing a role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So let's see. I don't know if he gets reprimanded or no. Let's hear about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens as the pastime unfolds. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.